Gas tank removal, 2003 Saturn Vue, all-wheel drive. I wanted to share the steps involved with removing the gas tank. What I'm doing here is changing the fuel pump. I'm having fuel pump issues. Okay, there is a shroud that protects the gas tank. First thing what needs to be done is you need to remove the drive shaft from the front end to the back end. After that has been removed, there is a bracket on top of the differential in the back. You need to remove that. If you do not, it will be in the way for the gas tank to come out. The exhaust system is in the way for the gas tank to come out. Remove all your hoses while it's up intact, up in the vehicle. They're all clips. Okay, there's only one hose clamp that you need to unscrew, and that's the big fill-up, the filler hole here. The rest of them are all clips. You squeeze the one and you pull down, and the other one I can't show you because it's on the vehicle and I don't want to climb underneath there to show you, but they are all clips. I have the sending unit out already. It's in the house warming up, so I can soften up the hoses with some boiling water to release them. And here are the two other clips that go to the sending unit itself. And you need to remove, there's a little breather box. There's these big lines here. These big lines. Again, there is clips. And then there's also a wiring harness. Okay, that goes up along here, goes up. And this tank here has like a dual sending unit. So one of the wires comes over here and clips onto your pressure switch and then to your other sending unit, and then it weaves its way through all these hoses and etc., and it clips onto the other sending unit, where the pump is, the fuel pump is located. Then you need to remove the gas tank straps. Very important, this piece here above your differential. Very, very important. This is right above the yoke where your drive shaft is. Very important. It caused me grief. I wasn't aware that I needed to remove that, and the gas tank would not come out, and that was the reason. That needs to be removed, and it's very important to remove that before you loosen the gas tank if you want to have any kind of room to reach them bolts. I made a mistake and I did it backwards. I loosened up the gas tank and then had to remove that. Not fun. I had to try to hold up the gas tank and make room up there for the wrench to fit on top of the bolt heads, and there was not very much room, let me tell you. Not very much room for the hand, not very much room even when the gas tank is securely fastened up tight against the floor of the vehicle. Trying to think here if there's anything else that's important to say. Oh, the fuel filter. You need to remove the one end of the fuel filter. The one end that goes up towards the motor, the front of the vehicle, needs to be unhooked. Again, they're all clips. So they're all clips. There's nothing much you need really tools for. You need a 1/2-inch wrench, 1/2-inch socket with an extension, 13mm, sorry, metric 13mm. 1/2 inch is roughly the same. And you need one flathead screwdriver to remove the clamp. And these here need to be removed while the tank is up in place. If you try to remove the gas tank with this still intact, it's going to create you difficulties. Very good suggestion to remove them first. Less difficulties this way. And that's about the size of it. Reinstallation is basically the opposite. You just take the opposite steps. I mean, the first thing you have to do is you have to tip the gas tank to get it back up in place, and and hold it up there and get your straps going and hook everything back up. Push all your clips back on and push them back in place, and put your wiring harness back in place where it needs to be, and plug everything back in where they need to be plugged in. And you might want to do yourself a little favor as you're reconnecting the connectors from the wiring harness. You may want to squirt a little bit of lubrication in there to create corrosion prevention. This way down the road, future, the corrosion will not be created, and you will not lose contact within that plug, within that connection. I was fortunate enough that I had my exhaust here. It's just rubber grommets that actually hold it up in place. Very simply undone. Very simply undone. And then over here, I was fortunate enough that I had a separator here, so I don't know what I would tell you. I'd recommend, I guess, you may be able to just drop it enough. You may not have to completely remove it. You may be able to just drop it enough, because there is an adjustable, what do you want to call it there? It's in the front towards the motor. It's kind of an expansion joint. It kind of fluctuates. So it may be able to move out of the way without removing it completely. But in my case, I had a little connector here, so it's not a big issue. I just have to kind of fasten it back in and put the clamp up and re-tighten it to make it secure again. And that'll be it. Okay, everybody, I hope this explains to everybody with a Saturn Vue of what the steps are needed for a gas tank removal. The fuel pump is in the house, and I'm going to go to the kettle now where the water is boiling, and pour it over the connection where the hose is. Goes onto the fuel pump. I'm not changing the entire fuel pump, I'm just changing the pump itself. Alright, well, thank you for watching. I hope this helps everybody with a Saturn Vue, and if they need to remove their gas tank. Some very good tips. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.